What's up? I'm just a random guy talking about fantasy football. Here's the criteria, just a quick little review. This is what I think a quarterback needs to succeed. Needs weapons, his offensive line, his backfield, the system he's in, the rushing upside, and then the quarterback himself. This is the scale, F through S. I'll have a consensus rank versus my rank. Should you prioritize his backup or not? And this is the standard rule set that I will be using to base these quarterbacks off of. Let's just get into it. We got my number 31 ranked quarterback, the Cleveland Browns, and Shedeur Sanders. I believe Shedeur Sanders is the 31st quarterback in fantasy football. We also have Deshaun Watson. I do not like Watson. I think he is the worst potential starter in the league, 36th. Unfortunately, it looks like he is the favorite to start coming out of the training camp. I have Deshaun Watson rated as an F- quarterback. He is the worst of the worst. I will not touch him even if he starts all 16 games. I do not want to touch Deshaun Watson as my quarterback in fantasy football or in any other way. I have Shedeur Sanders ranked at a D-. I know it's Shedeur Sanders. He's not very good, but I do think he's better than Watson. And I do think he has some potential, specifically in the rushing aspect. He scrambled quite well in the 8 games he played. Over a full season, I do think he could have a decent bit of rushing, whether it be yards or touchdowns or just scrambling. He does leave the pocket too quickly, too often, which may inflate his scrambles / rushing yards. I think he's a decent runner for a quarterback. Weapons. I believe the Browns have a C grade weapon room. We have Jerry Jeudy at a C-. We have Cedric Tillman as a C-. We have Casey Concepcion as a C in the slot. And we have Denzel Boston as a C on the outside. I don't like Jerry Jeudy very much. He really struggled last year, struggled with drops, and it really did impact the quarterback play. Cedric Tillman, I like Cedric Tillman. He's blocked for playing time, considering they drafted 2 receivers with relatively high selections. Concepcion 24th and Boston in the 2nd round. Casey Concepcion is the main slot guy. He's a decent slot. I have him as a C grade receiver. Boston on the outside, big body guy, 6'4". He scored 10 touchdowns in his last year at Washington. I think he could get 5 or 6 touchdowns in his rookie year. Be fun to see what he can do this year. We have Harold Fannin here as an A-. I believe he is a top 7 maybe as a tight end. He's a great receiving threat, not much of a blocker, but there's almost nobody behind him on the Browns depth chart to steal any playing time. He will likely play a lot of snaps, have a lot of opportunities. Shedeur loved throwing to him. I think if Shedeur does start week 1, you do like Fannin a lot more. With the offensive line here, I believe they have a C+ offensive line. Their standouts being their left tackle and their right guard. They have slightly above average centers and right tackle, and their weakness being a D+ at left guard. Backfield, we have Quinshon Judkins as a B ranked running back and Dylan Sampson as a C- running back. Judkins, the main early down back, not much receiving upside. That's where Sampson comes in. I think Sampson is an excellent receiver for a running back. He will get a lot of play on 3rd downs. I'm not sure how fantasy relevant he will be, but when Sampson is on the field, Shedeur and Watson will be looking for him to check down, and he can make some moves and make something happen. I believe they have a C+ ranked backfield. Rushing upside, I talked about Shedeur's rushing upside. I kind of like it. C-, a slight bit under average, but that's most quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson, F-, 0 juice. If you needed any more reason to stay away from Watson, there's another reason. Their system is a B-. Todd Monken is their new head coach offensive guy. He'll probably be handling the play calling. He came over from Baltimore. He was the Ravens offensive coordinator from 2023 till last year, 2025. I think he may try to bring over some Lamar Jackson influences and maybe try and give Shedeur some designated touches to run the ball. Nothing crazy. As we know, in Baltimore, they did love their tight end, Mark Andrews or Isaiah Likely. Fannin is more of that Likely archetype, the slot receiver. He's basically a bigger wide receiver that plays at tight end. Deshaun Watson did not play a snap last year. He was recovering from his Achilles tear in 2024. Shedeur Sanders finished quarterback 37. He only played in like 8 games, so that makes sense. Me personally, I have Watson ranked 36th. He is the lowest rated starting quarterback. Just don't even go near him. Don't draft him. I don't care if you're in a 32-man league. Do not draft him. Draft someone else. Shedeur Sanders I have as the 31st ranked starting quarterback. I still wouldn't go near him. I believe that Shedeur could, if he starts all 16 games, or he plays like a majority, like 12 or 13, he could finish as a low-end QB2. He might have a splash game or two, but otherwise he'd have a very low floor, a middle-tier ceiling. Consensus has Watson at around 30, the upper 30s, and Shedeur as a 35. I believe I'd flip these. I would have Shedeur as an upper 30s and Watson as a back end 30s. I think Fannin and Judkins are the only 2 players in this offense that should be touched fantasy-wise. If I had to pick one receiver that I would draft out of this room, it would probably be Boston in a very late round, just simply off of the red zone threat. Potentially Concepcion. In typical average leagues, Fannin and Judkins are the only ones getting drafted. I wouldn't draft Shedeur or Watson at all. Yeah, and that's really it. Not much to talk about. I don't like either of these guys. Kind of flew through that one, but yeah, that's about it. If you liked the video, give it a like. Subscribe if you want. I'm gonna get out as many quarterback rankings as I can. Hopefully all 32. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm honestly surprised that I got 40 views. It's not that much, but considering I just posted my first video 2 days ago, that's a lot of views. Yeah,